Hello everybody, this is Cyric1983 and welcome to a special update video. It's nothing to do with Neverwinter Nights or anything like that. I will be uploading my usual video tonight, but anyways, this is actually about my decision to buy a Sony PlayStation 3 probably in the next week or so. And it has everything to do with CyberLink Power DVD Ultra. CyberLink themselves, I don't know what happened, because before the high definition media wars and all that kind of stuff, the program was probably one of my favorite ones until I found out about VLC Media Player and all that stuff and all the free ones. But yeah, CyberLink always struck me as being a really high quality program that could play movies very well and user friendly and all that kind of stuff. So I was happy with it back then. And then the HD DVD Blu-ray war broke out, and even then I was still happy with them because their CyberLink product, Power DVD Ultra, actually played both of them, HD DVDs and Blu-rays. So I built my computer around that, and I've got I've actually got a drive in my computer that plays both Blu-ray and HD DVDs. So it was perfect there, and I had no issues about choosing which one would win or not, because both of them had movies that the other didn't, that I really liked. Like for instance, I think HD DVD had Stardust. That's one of my all-time favorites of recent movies, anyways. And it's on HD DVD. I'm still waiting for it to come out on Blu-ray. Damn it! But so yeah, I was happy with the CyberLink then. And then it got to the point where Blu-ray was pretty much, if it hadn't already won the war, it was pretty damn close. And then CyberLink decided to upgrade their software, which is fine by me. But they took out the compatibility or the support for watching HD DVDs on their software, which makes absolutely zero sense to me. I mean, obviously it probably cut down on the size of the software itself, but the whole point of people downloading this software is so that they can watch these movies on their computer. Now, and in a much more, I guess, time-efficient way, because most Blu-ray players that aren't a PlayStation 3 and anything like that tend to have rather long loading times for the discs. I mean, I know it isn't nearly as bad as it used to be, but it's still, playing it on the computer. The PC has a lot of computing power, just like the PlayStation 3, to be able to load up the movies really quickly. So they decided to update the software and remove the support for the HD DVDs. That kind of irked me big time, but I let it slide because at that time my collection wasn't that big. I think maybe I had like 10 movies that were on HD DVD, and they were beginning to release some of the HD DVD movies on Blu-ray as well. So I was like, all right, cool. So I'll let it slide. I'll double dip, and that'll be that. And then they started playing around with the Blu-ray support. Basically, one of the major nails in the coffin for me with CyberLink was that they built something into the CyberLink Power DVD Ultra program that anytime that there was an upgrade or an update or something like that, and I'm talking like a major upgrade where you'd have to pay like $50 or $60 to upgrade to the next version. And I have no idea why they did this. Maybe it wasn't intentional, but they did it anyway. I'm sure they had plenty of beta testers, plenty of beta testing done on it. They had plenty of bug reporting and all that kind of stuff, like bug troubleshooting and all that kind of stuff on the program before they sold it. At least that's what any intelligent company would do. And they made it so that, well, here's the thing. CyberLink, whenever you load it up and you're connected to the internet, it goes online and it checks to see if there's an updated version of it. If there is, it'll give you a button to click so that you can go directly to the download and then just download it right away. At that time, I didn't have an internet connection that is nearly as fast as it is now, and the files were usually about 100 megabytes, and it usually took me about an hour to download the 100 megabyte file. And that was only just to play one movie that I wanted to play because the software wasn't up to date enough. And so I kind of got annoyed because not only did they pretty much force you to download the update, but they even went further and made it impossible to play any movies on your on the with the software that you could play before you needed the update. So any movie that the software could play at that time before updating, it didn't play it anymore. It didn't play anything. It completely locked up the program pretty much. And I really I sent them a really I avoided using profanity, I'll put it that way. I tried to keep it as civil as possible, but give them enough of a slap on the side of the head that saying, like, what are you guys doing? Like, this isn't good, public relations where you're actually where it's so obvious that you're trying to screw the consumer out of like 50 or 60 bucks every 6 months. I mean, yeah, you need to make money, but it's much easier to build a revenue off people that want to buy your product rather than forcing them to. The only way you're ever going to get anybody to do anything in life, whether it has to do with buying stuff or anything like that, is if they want to do it. I mean, obviously, for instance, you can easily get somebody to give you their wallet by sticking a gun in their face, but that kind of thing is usually frowned upon in the world. So basically, the only way you can possibly be considered a good company or anything like that is to provide a service or product that people want. Now, CyberLink was trying to force it down my throat to download this thing. So I just essentially sent them an email, say, you know what, this is absolutely ridiculous. I can't watch any movies that I used to be able to just because you guys want to make 50 or 60 bucks off me because to play one more movie that I just bought. It makes absolutely zero business sense whatsoever. Now, eventually I did update it because I did want to watch the movie. And now it's just gotten to me too much that I think in the original email I sent them, I said, I don't want any lip service. I just want you guys to correct this. And I think maybe they had actually already noticed this and it was a bug or whatever. I just told them I didn't want to hear any response from them. I just wanted them to fix that problem with the program being completely locked up if you didn't update the software. So I don't know what the response was because they did send me a response. I just didn't read it. I'll admit that was probably not smart on my part, but still, just the fact that they probably done so much beta testing with the software. There's really no excuse to why it ended up like that. So obviously, like I said, I eventually forked over the 50 or 60 bucks to upgrade it or whatever, and when I found I had some time to do it, or maybe it was just because I wanted to watch the movie so bad, but I just did it anyway. And finally, it's at the point where I have to spend another 50 or 60 bucks to upgrade it again to be able to watch movies now. I mean, I want like Ninja Assassin. It won't play on Ninja. It won't play Ninja Assassin. It won't play Mortal Kombat or anything like that. Like some movies that I really like, fan favorites, that kind of stuff. Not necessarily great movies, but great for people that just like to be entertained. And I can't even play Mortal Kombat. I mean, this is ridiculous. So basically, after I put that in, this is what I consider the strike 3. This is the third movie this month that I've tried to put into this program, and it won't play it because of some software issue, and I can't upgrade the software without spending 60 bucks. So I said, you know what, screw it. They're not getting any more money out of me until they start smartening up and stop screwing the consumer. So with that being said, I have officially decided to buy the PlayStation 3. And I know that the firmware updates and all that kind of stuff are free to download, so I'll be happy then. And yeah, so I hope CyberLink's happy that they're getting all this money out of people that don't know what they're doing, and I hope they continue to screw consumers, because eventually one of the companies that is actually being ethical about their products, then yeah, CyberLink will eventually be non-existent. So right, get rid of it. Get rid of the dumb people in this world. Anyway, so as you can probably tell, I'm a bit heated about this, so I'm a little hot-headed about it. But yeah, it's just I just can't understand why they would bother doing this, and this video went on a lot longer than I thought it would. But yeah, it's just, oh man, it's just, I'm not. I want to say something to them, but I know one person making a huge noise won't make a difference, and you know what? It's easier. It's a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable for me to buy PlayStation 3 than to actually, point out what they're doing wrong and all that kind of stuff, and focusing on all the negatives. And I say, well, I can take control of my own life, and I can choose. Luckily for me, it's a free society, so I can choose to ignore CyberLink altogether and buy a Sony PlayStation 3 and eventually, buy Final Fantasy 13, Gran Turismo 5, all the games that I really love, and especially am looking very much forward to Final Fantasy 13 Versus. And yeah, I think that as good as Final Fantasy 13 as I've heard is, I have a feeling Versus 13 is going to be much better, but that's just a personal opinion. Anyway, so yeah, this video is a lot longer than I thought it would be. So yeah, so I'll be uploading my next episode 38 of Neverwinter Nights tonight. So look for it tomorrow morning, and we'll go from there. This is Cyric 1983 signing off. Have a good one.